Don't lose any of that. Don't use it.
Yeah.
Do what you want.
But okay, could we go back and talk a little bit more about the Jew man?
Yeah, we had quite a congregation of Jews in Waterford. Jacob Latt, I think, was the man. I'm not 100% certain on this. Was the man who owned the Jew shop down at Butcher's Lane, and they would buy and sell. They were great people. They would buy and sell anything, and they probably kept the economy going in Waterford, because stuff you couldn't get rid of other places, you could get rid of it to them. We would have considered it probably rubbish. The most famous family in Waterford of the Jews were the Wolfsons. Now the Wolfsons were Catholics and Irish in every sense of the word, except that they were Jews. I know that sounds like a contradiction, but they were stone cracked about soccer, every one of them. And one of them, Duffy Wolfson, formed a little soccer team, Evergreen, and they became one of the greatest soccer teams, certainly underage soccer teams we ever had in the city. And Simon, his brother, was avidly involved in it. And these people were running this for the benefit of the community, I suppose. They were going to get nothing out of it. It was amateur soccer at its very, very best.
And what did his place look like?
I beg your pardon?
What did his place look like?
They lived down on the down in the manor. They had their own synagogue. The synagogue was in the house. And it was very funny. This story is told about Duffy used to be playing cards down in the CYMS, the Catholic Young Men's Society, poker, and the next thing is he'd be losing. And his brother would come in and say, "Come on, we have to go back for prayers." He said, "I can't go back for prayers I'm after winning my money back. You have to come back for prayers. I'm going to tell Mum and Dad if you don't come back. I don't care what you're going to tell. I'll tell you another one too, see. If you stay there and insist on going back," he said, "I'm going over and I'm going to get a crew bean and eat it." Which was totally against the faith, you know. And that was enough to warn off the brother. But they were lovely people, the Wolfsons. You know, everyone idolised them. They were part of us. You know, if only for you knew they were Jews, you'd say they were Irish. And even the sort of the merchant princes of Waterford.
So Jacob, now, I've heard descriptions of what he looks like, and they're all a bit different.
Yeah.
But I heard that he was kind of a tall man with long black clothes, with the sleeveless gloves.
Oh no, he had a beautiful daughter. Half the town were cracked about it. She was older than my generation, but half the town were cracked about her. And they had no hope of ever getting off with her or marrying her, because that's why they were very strict about that, the Jews. They had to marry into their own faith, you know. Yeah, there was another man lived down opposite the Central Technical Institute. And when you think of the things you used to do as youngsters, you'd wait till this man came out and you'd be all showing Heil Hitler. Straight up one man cracked. So they were after escaping from the programs that were going on over in Europe. There was about 5 families in total in Waterford. And I think this is a measure of the city as to how many Jewish families lived in the city, because they were great for commerce. And they attracted commerce. Other Jews, you know what they are for business. The Jews are, you know, they dominate business all over the United States and Britain. And that's through sheer hard work and taking a chance. A lot of people don't give them credit for that. Sheer hard work and taking a chance, and they survive. And they've, unfortunately, our people pulled out, as they did in Limerick. They were run out of Limerick by the Catholic sodality in our church. Vilified from the altar, so they had to run for their lives literally. But there was a famous Jew in Cork, Jewish family in Cork, called the Goldbergs. And Mr. Goldberg now was the solicitor, one they reckon to be one of the best solicitors in the country. And he didn't care what caste or what nationality you were. He went to him with a problem. He'd take it on board, you know. And more likely than not, he'd stop the fire.
There were other characters around Barrack Street as well.
Well, there were, yeah. Up off the one of the lanes out, when I said 5 Alley Lane, there was an enigmatic, indeed an eccentric man that lived up there called Martin Hunt. Now Martin Hunt was he was a single man. People say unkind things about his mental health, but actually he was a good guy, and he was in the construction corps in the Irish Army during the Second World War. So that was his fate. He had been out when it was wanted, you know, and he was mad about hurling. He never went any place without a hurley. And he could be walking down the quay and you see him down the clock tower and he baiting balls up there. And the tourists used to taking photographs of Martin, you know. And he'd be baiting the ball, and the next thing is he was great on the spoons. He played the spoons away in a musical situation, and when he got a drink or two aboard, he said his name wasn't Martin Hunt at all. He says, "I am Martin Hans." He straight away switched into German, you see. And the things the boys all knew it in the pub, like, you know. And he said one night, I remember him saying it, I was in the pub, he said, "I want to sing a song in German for you," he said. "You will not understand the words," he said, "but I will sing it for you." He says, "And you can feel you from vagina and you vagina." This man was born in Waterloo. The song he sang was, "I want to go a-wandering." This was German. But he was a great guy. He loved the Iron Zone Hurling Club. And the Iron Zone Hurling Club, without a doubt, loved him. They brought him every place with them. He'd go down training with them. He was on the line, egging them on, and you know, and geez, he was a bundle of energy. A very fit man for his age. Kept himself very, very fit altogether. He was one guy that lived over there, a smash fella. Now, on one of the other streets we'd have passed on the way down here now was, we passed down Dial Street. And there was a man who shall remain nameless, who was living in Dial Street, and he used to collect timber down on the docks. He'd break it up for little bundles of sticks and sell them for a penny a bundle. It's a nice little bit of income for him. But his nerves used to be out the whole time. And then this night, all the fellas, the people just stand at corners, you see, and all the fellas were standing at the corner up there. And this fella came up, and there was a lot of lead out being taken down on the docks where the timber was. And there was a famous guard in Waterloo, a detective called Guard Minotaur. Now, if Minotaur was after you, it was worse than the FBI or BOSS or MI5 being after you, because this man was going to get you in serious trouble. So they started slagging him. Want to be careful now, Minotaur's out looking for you. And then when he got excited, he had a slight stammer, you know. "I don't care," he said like that. "Oh, well, he's looking for you." "Well, I couldn't care less. I have a perfect little lullaby." And he was a great character. Then further up there, we had one of the great characters come. It was a character in sport, a great legend of sport, Paddy Code, lived in Dial Street. Willie was his brother. He had another brother, but Willie and Paddy played in Ireland. Willie played for Waterford. Paddy went on to form the nucleus of one of the greatest clubs ever in Ireland, Shamrock Rovers. And his young fellas, he picked all these young kids to play for him. They were known as kind of the Irish Buzzley Babes. All of them attained full international status. Davy Welch was another great soccer player. He lived on the terrace above. Davy Welch was the only Catholic to ever play for Linfield Football Club in the north of Ireland. And there was no soccer in Waterford at the time, so that he would have gone across to play for anybody, and he played for Limerick. And Shelbourne and Dublin came after Limerick to know what he sold him. They sold him for, I think, £9 or something like that. And he only played for about 4 games when the next thing is Linfield Football Club took him on board, and he played for Linfield. And after 6 months with Linfield, he was
1 second there.
yeah,
They're going to stop that there.